Hi guys, Mitchell here, Mitchell in Minnesota. Welcome back to my channel and to my video. I'm so glad you're here today. If you are in the mood to hear me talk about weight loss or if I lost weight this past week, head hunger, and a couple questions about myself, then stay tuned. Okay guys, so I am very excited to be back. I am about 2 days short, but I'm going back to work, so I'm just a couple days short of my 2 weeks, but I'm doing this. I'll probably be doing my videos on weekends because a Tuesday is not the best time for me to like film and stuff because I have meetings and stuff. So first of all, I had Lapband revision from Lapband to RNY gastric bypass on August 7th, 2018. My starting weight was 273 pounds. Surgery weight was 260 pounds, and my current weight is 247 pounds. So that's a total loss of 26 pounds. I'm very excited about that. I think I can see it in my face a little bit more. My butt's still huge, my thighs are still huge, you know, things like that. So it is what it is, but that's where I'm at right now. I did want to talk about a couple things. I'm looking down at my paper, what I wrote down. Like, I want to talk about head hunger, first of all, because it's nothing that, I looked in my bariatric Bible, and I love my surgeon, and I love my bariatric office, but it's a blurb, it's a paragraph about head hunger, and I'm like, I've heard a lot about it, I read a lot about it, and I'm frustrated that I didn't hear more about it, because it's real, and it's kind of freaky when you're not used to that. You know, I've really come to realize that my favorite thing to do, you know, when, even with the lap band, was like have a snack on the couch with me when I, you know, got home from work or on the weekends, like have a snack with me, like Cheetos or something, white cheddar Cheetos, oh my God, on the couch with me. I'd have my television on, I'd have my phone or my laptop, like, and just kind of like forget about the world for a little bit. That was my comfort zone, and I can't do that now. Yeah, I can do it with a pudding cup, but I don't want to fall into those really bad habits. So it's kind of a weird place like that. But I cannot tell, and it's gonna sound crazy, I cannot tell if I'm actually hungry or if it's my head, which makes me believe almost entirely that it's my head saying, you should be eating. And I don't like that. I hate that. So I keep wondering, like, of course it's gonna go away, I think, for the most part, but like, does it go away? You know, that's a very freaky thing to me, because I don't feel full right now, and I'm asking like opinions. Like, I know Numi and Little Kitty in Kansas City, and some of you others who are kind of more recent as well, like, because I'm on pureed foods right now until the 28th. So when you started eating solid foods, did it get better? Like, not restriction, but like a feeling of satisfaction. Like, did it get better? I guess I'm asking you guys, like, I'm hoping. It makes sense to me that right now I had a pureed egg today, and it was delicious because I love eggs, but I'm thinking, okay, I don't feel satisfied. Like, I'm fine. I'm not gonna let myself eat that more, but what I keep hearing is that, yeah, well, once you move on to dense food, like a piece of steak or a piece of chicken, like legit, it's gonna sit in your stomach a lot harder. So I think I just need a little bit of reassurance on that. So if you guys have any experience with that, let me know. And I went as far as to call my bariatric office, like, the nurse's line, the bariatric nurse's line, and she was like, oh, you know, you're used to, I used the word restriction. She's like, well, you had a lap band. The feeling of restriction is different than the feeling of RNY. And I'm like, yes, I assumed it would be, but I'm like, weird, I don't know what I'm looking for. So I'm just kind of like in a fog, I guess, and it's frustrating because, like, I didn't get this surgery to starve myself or feel like I'm starving myself. And I don't even feel like that. I feel like, you know, I see a lot of people post, and I had to get out of some of these groups on Facebook because like, oh my gosh, I can only sip 2 ounces of liquid at a time, and I'm like, awesome, I can drink a protein shake in a half an hour, a Premier protein shake. I can drink all sorts of stuff, and like I feel like I could eat more eggs. But she did say something that resonated with me, and she said, you know, once you feel full, you've overdone it. Like that feeling like that we had before surgery, like that tummy full, like there's a difference between satisfied and full, and that's what you really have to kind of figure out. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I can get on board with that. But I can't get on board with like wanting to eat more, and that's frustrating. And I'm getting to a point now where I am cooking for my husband his breakfasts and dinners, and you know, especially on the weekend, like I'll cook dinner because I've always cooked dinner, and I need it to be me that's doing it, because if I'm getting a period, I want to know what it is, and I don't really have a problem with that as much as I have a problem with not being able to myself. It's like a weird jealousy thing, like, oh, you can have that and I can't. So it's a weird thing. I think it's just I'm frustrated. I don't like being frustrated and all that jazz. So I do love my Fitbit. I don't know, I have an Apple Watch and I love it, but it's like I have to charge it every night and I'll forget it some days, and it's clunky, and all the kiddos that I work with, the little guys, they want to play with it, and like it's too much. So my husband got me a Fitbit for my birthday. I've had it since August 7th. Today is August 19th I think, and I have charged it one time. So it not only does it do your steps and your calories burned, and it's like calories burned throughout the day based on information you give it. Because yes, we are burning calories by doing exercise and things like that, but like we're just burning calories existing. So it tracks that too, which I think is really nice. And my favorite thing is sleep. It tracks our sleep, when we're in what level. Are you in deep sleep, REM cycle, light sleep, whatever. I think that is so cool. Like I was thinking about a Garmin, but they're just way out of my price range, right? And a Fitbit is fine to me. I wish they were waterproof, but I digress. So I'm really liking that. I go back to work tomorrow. And I'll get into a minute, kind of like I had a couple questions about like who I am, what I do, yada yada yada. But yes, I start back to work tomorrow, and I'm just trying to, I'm lucky in a few different ways in that perspective, and we'll get into that now, I think, probably. So I had a couple questions like what I do for work and if I'm in school still, or yada yada yada, so I wanted to answer that. So I work as a special education teacher, and I have this is my 6th year I'm going into, and my first 5 years I did federal setting for autism. Those are the kiddos that I taught, and what that means, there's different levels of support that students need, for being the highest. That's what they call it in Minnesota, but I was out on the West Coast, so we just called it self-contained autism. But they're very, very high needs kiddos with, you know, a lot of needs and needed a lot of support, and I loved it. I didn't love when my kids would, you know, have escalations or be frustrated with themselves or hurt others, but that's a part of the game. You're facilitating, replacing behaviors with one behavior with another one, and that's what I did. And then moved out here, and in my new district, which I love, it's one of the biggest districts in Minnesota, I have 2 licensure areas: autism spectrum disorder and early childhood special education. So I can work with any child from birth to 21 with autism, or I can work with any child birth to 5 or 7 years old. I can't remember which counts as early childhood. So right now I do early childhood special education evaluations, and evaluations are super interesting because if a doctor has a referral from a little guy, or parents feel as though something's not quite right, or they're not, you know, any type of referral, I go out to the home with a psychologist or a physical therapist, occupational therapist, speech pathologist, whatever, that we think the needs are based on the profile. And then we go out and we We evaluate, we talk to the family, we work with the family. I do evaluation to bring results in, and we can discuss, you know, if they qualify for special education services and then what type of services they will get. So I've removed myself kind of from that classroom mentality, which I miss. I miss having a classroom. I miss knowing where I'm going every single day, but I also love being able to go all around this big city and work with different families in their homes in a really intimate environment, and like and just be with them. It's a really good feeling, and I love it. I am in school still, so I have April of 2017, I finished my master's degree in special education. And in August, I started my doctoral degree. So I'll be getting a doctoral degree in education with licensure areas, meaning in a licensure area is like what you can teach in. So I want a director of special education licensure. That's my number one. And a director of special education is like the top person on top of the entire program. And like in some districts, they call it director of student services. Some districts, This is kind of a Minnesota specific thing, but it can be used in a lot of other states. So I have that principal licensure and superintendent licensure only because a lot of those special education jobs, they want you to have that general education licensure on there too, and that piece. So I just decided to do that as well, because it's, by the time I'm done with my classes, the only thing that separates me and those other licensure areas are an internship. So I'm doing that. So I've been able to do these videos thus far pretty regularly because it's the summertime, and I'm going to continue to do that because I think it's really good for me. But I will say it's been nice having that time during the school year, you know, Monday through Friday. I'm going to school, doing work, working, you know, coming home, cleaning dishes, food, you know. It's very taxing. I'm glad I don't have children of my own because there'd be no time for them. But that's just kind of what it is for me at this point. And I'm happy, I'm very lucky to have what I have and do what I do and serve the students that I service. And for me, I'm excited to be able to get those licensure areas and move up and help from a higher level, because I don't like the way a lot of things happen, but in our district, or in certain ways, but I can be hopefully a really good advocate for students with disabilities. So that's my high horse. Not even a high horse, like that's just what I'm doing. And other than that, I mean, it's just dealing with the head hunger, y'all. It's real, and it's very weird, and I find my hardest time is in the late afternoon and then the evening. Those are just killer. I've gone to bed a couple nights early because I'm like, I'm gonna do something bad, and I haven't. I've been very good, and I'm proud of myself for that, but I want this not just to be, oh, until I go on solid foods and I can go crazy. So again, I hope, if anybody knows, when I eat solid foods, will that feel better? Will I feel more satisfied? And yeah, so I should be posting another video this week on my August favorites. And then I've got a video coming too on men's beauty box from Target and from Walmart. So I'm very excited about that too. So feel free to email me. I love getting email. mitchellinminnesota@gmail.com. My Instagram, NRWY1988. I'll put those below. I think I always do. And other than that, I hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend. I'm so ready for fall, you guys. Like, I'm so ready for fall. I'm over the heat. People think it just snows in Minnesota all year long. It does not just snow in Minnesota all year long. It gets well over 95 degrees, 100 degrees with the humidity. And being from the West Coast, I'm not used to humidity. I don't like it. I'm ready for the leaves and stuff like that. So until next time, my loves, we shall meet again soon. Bye.